For this video, I want to talk about the temporary buy down. This is a great program for buyers, for sellers, specifically in an uncertain interest rate environment, which we're still in right now. So the temporary rate buy down gives buyers a lower rate and in turn lower monthly payments for the first 1 to 3 years of that loan. The seller or the builder or the developer, they're the ones that provide the savings. So there's no cost to the buyer. I know, it sounds great. So what are some of the immediate advantages here? So number one, there's an impact right off the bat. The buyer's going to have a much lower monthly payment. Number two, because of that, this eases buyers, especially first-time home buyers, into home ownership. Number three, the rate is protected in the event that rates rise. And number four, you can refinance later in the event that rates drop. So how does this work? Let's look at a real life example. Let's use $1 million purchase price or sales price, and with someone putting down $200,000 or 20%. In turn, they would have a loan amount of $800,000. And let's use a market rate right now of 6.5% on a 30-year fixed. That in turn would have a monthly payment of $5,057 a month. And there are several types of buy down programs, but for purposes of this video, let's just use the 2-1 buy down for our example because it's the most common type. So here's how this works. For year one, the rate is going to be 2% lower than the starting rate of 6.5. So year one, the rate's going to go to 4.5%. And instead of having a monthly payment of $5,057 a month, they're going to have a payment of $4,053 a month, which is savings of $1,004. For that first year, because of having the lower rate, that buyer is going to have total savings of over $12,000. So in year two, the rate is going to be 1% lower than the original rate of 6.5. That payment then would go to $4,542. The monthly savings on that at 5.5% versus 6.5% would be $515 a month. And then the total savings there would be $6,180. And then in year three, the rate goes to the original rate of 6.5%, and the payment would go to $5,057 a month. So in those first 2 years, in this example, the buyer would save $18,228. Now, again, that $18,228 is paid for by the seller, the developer, or the builder. So this lowers the initial mortgage payments. And again, it's funded by an upfront deposit by that seller, developer, or the builder. Now, as I mentioned, there are other types of buy down options. There's the 1-0 buy down, which reduces the buyer's interest rate by 1% for the first year. There's the 1-1 buy down, which reduces the buyer's rate by 1% for the first 2 years. And then there's also the 3-2-1 buy down, which reduces the buyer's rate by 3% for the first year, 2% for the second year, and then 1% for the third year. Now, again, there are advantages to multiple parties in a transaction. So if you think about this from the seller's perspective, for sellers who are considering a price cut, this immediately opens up a pool of buyers because it's allowing buyers to have a lower monthly payment at the onset. Also think about this from the perspective of co-ops. Co-ops have to approve the sale or purchase of a unit. And if someone's selling a unit and the co-op board doesn't like the price, they think the price is too low, they would decline that sale. So this, from a co-op's perspective, allows a seller to keep the price that is acceptable to a co-op while allowing a buyer to have a reduced monthly payment. So it's a win-win there. For developers or builders who want to move inventory, this is an alternative incentive that will allow them to sell properties quicker. And then for buyers, the advantages are pretty obvious. There's immediate monthly savings for the first 1, 2, or 3 years. As I mentioned earlier, it's a locked rate. So if rates increase, they're protected. And there's room to refinance in the event that rates fall. So again, as you can see, there are benefits all around the board here. If you have questions on this or any other mortgage related topic, please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for watching.